So the U.S. troop withdrawal from Afghanistan and the Taliban's quick return to power, well, they're having a ripple effect for veterans struggling with mental health issues. They've watched scenes like this, one at the Kabul airport, unfold, with people desperately trying to get out of the country since the Taliban's takeover. The Department of Veterans Affairs Crisis Hotline has seen a large increase in calls. So for more on the situation in Afghanistan and how it's affecting veterans here in the U.S., I want to bring in Meaghan Mobbs. She is an Afghanistan veteran, a clinical psychology pre-doctoral fellow at Columbia University, and a visiting fellow at the Independent Women's Forum. Meaghan, thank you so much for joining us, because I can only imagine what it must be like for veterans who, have witnessed, have been on the ground in Afghanistan, have lost fellow soldiers in Afghanistan, only to see all the gains that occurred over the last 20 years evaporate in a matter of weeks. What about this is going to seem like a simple question or an obvious question, but what about the situation specifically in Afghanistan is causing the increase in calls to the crisis hotline?
First off, thank you so much for having me, Anne-Marie. There are so many things that are happening right now in the veteran space and how they're reacting to what's happening in Afghanistan. And I think I would start by just, echoing what Major Greg Adams said just a few moments ago about so many veterans wanted us to get out of Afghanistan. The data shows that, but it's how we got out of Afghanistan that's been so morally injurious. So moral injury is what happens when there's a transgression against your values. So a way of thinking about this is PTSD is an injury of the mind. Moral injury is an injury of your soul. So it's this transgression against your values. And one of the values that we indoctrinate in the military is I will never leave a fallen comrade. And so many veterans right now are feeling not only are we leaving Americans behind, but we're leaving our allies behind, those who served alongside of us, and they became our comrades too. So it's this morally injurious event that's happening as we're watching all of this play out in Afghanistan.
So you really focus your work on veterans issues. You come from a military family. You watched your dad return and sort of watched him struggle in many ways. You mentioned PTSD. I think all of us are kind of familiar with the idea, but we don't know exactly what Afghan veterans would be experiencing as they watch the news. Once again, it seems like an obvious question, but can you even sort of be a little more specific about, how some Afghan veterans would be dealing with the news that they're watching, and why is it that serving in the military can lead to these issues?
So when you're in the military, you are exposed to a whole host of potentially traumatic events. And I certainly don't want to pathologize military service. Military service can convey a whole host of super positive outcomes with regard to self-concept and confidence and the ability to believe that you're capable of doing great things. But when you're exposed to potentially traumatic events, there is the possibility that you can develop post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, which is a fear-based reaction to this traumatic event by which you feel that your life is in jeopardy or those around you's life is in jeopardy, or you've witnessed catastrophic events. And so that is certainly an outcome of military service. When you serve in any war zone, or in general, when you serve in the military, you're more likely to be exposed to those potentially traumatic events. I think what we're really seeing right now, though, is something that I've spent a lot of time researching, which is that really it's the transition off of active duty and back into civilian life that can be so distressing for a variety of reasons. Less than 1% serve in the United States Armed Forces. We've been in a period of war for 20 years, and that disconnect between the American public understanding what veterans are going through and the experiences of those veterans can be very disconcerting at times.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, and that's sort of a whole other part to this that we often don't discuss, is that, you're here, you're back at home, and very few people understand what you're going through. You served in Afghanistan delivering supplies to other U.S. military members and allies across the country. Often when I have spoken to veterans, what you find is that the work that they do is tough, but they develop an incredible affection for the people in the country. I'm wondering about your own experiences, what you saw on the ground and how you feel about how this withdrawal has gone.
So they are wonderful people. They're just like us in so many ways, right? People are people regardless of where you're at. They have their own hopes and dreams and fears, just like we all do, across America and so many other countries. I will say that just personally, watching the withdrawal has been It's brought about a whole host of feelings: sadness, anger, despair, a sense of paralysis with regard to how we can help our fellow Americans and also our allies over there. And one of the ways that I would encourage all veterans to kind of help with these feelings is to engage in what I would call reparative action. So finding ways that you can help repair that sense of feeling guilt or anger by doing what Major Adams just spoke about: finding ways to help those that you served with get out of Afghanistan, getting involved in nonprofit organizations that are helping with this effort. Donate if you have the ability to do so, to make sure that there are supplies for the folks that are in the camps in Germany or other places. And engaging in that reparative activity can actually help you feel a little bit more in control of a situation that feels very out of control right now.
Meaghan Mobbs, that is such good advice. There are services out there. Don't sit in front of the TV and stew. There are things that you can do to make your quality of life better and the quality of life of others better. Thank you so much, Meaghan. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Anne-Marie, for having me.